versus straight women. I have no clue about this. But it was the one before this, I think. Yeah, the teenagers and the old niggas. I'm about to see what they got to say. All right, conservative teens versus liberal parents. Chat, are you liberal or conservative? Mojave the goat, no cap. A5. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, hold on. That was such a dick suck, bro. Neither. You a blood? I'm straight. I'm black. Fuck picking sides. Cool. I'm Latina. All right, bro.
Round is a social
Nobody said I'm Latina. I just thought about it and thought it'd be funny to think about like a nigga really saying that. All right, chill. I'm a leftist. Stop the dick suck. I didn't even dick suck you. What the fuck?
experiment that brings humans with opposing beliefs together. These discussions may contain viewpoints that are the result of misinformation. Remember to seek out experts and to be critical of your own biases while forming an opinion. Please see the humanity in each participant, and as always, we encourage empathy.
We're not seeing the humanity in every participant. I don't even know why you asked that. Stop dicking. Okay.
You're equating some minor inconveniences in your privileged life to
why would you assume my life is privileged?
Unsupported,
but why would you see my life as privileged, though? I mean, I don't say that about you. Why would you see my life as privileged?
I'm privileged.
Okay, that's fine, but why would you see my life as privileged?
For one, you're a man.
Huh? They're unpacking, chat. Wait, is this too loud? Is it good?
Step 4.
Is the volume okay? Already sound like a little bitch.
Forward if you agree with the prompt. The government has no right to tell people what to do with their body.
True. Dang. There's no way he had to tell them vaccines before they came up.
Sorry. Okay. I stood here because of vaccines, but I know a lot of you guys probably look at me like, oh, what about abortion? Now, the thing is, when it comes to abortion, two bodies are involved. It's the woman and it's the fetus. The fetus, you know, has a heartbeat, it has DNA. It should have rights.
When?
Life begins at conception.
That's not when the heart's there.
Heart beats.
Yeah, that's not when the heart beats, bro. Like, if you want to be, like, extra logical and shit like that, let's just be extra logical.
Starts at 4 weeks. It's not.
Or factual, I'm sorry.
Not just a clump of cells, it is life. At 21 weeks, it can live outside of the womb. Abortion ends with murder and death.
Over 90% of abortions happen within the first 10 weeks.
That's still, I think that's
fair.
Not acceptable.
But they still have the potential of having life, though. The mortality rate of a fetus getting aborted is 100%.
You know what? Honestly, I've never seen, like, men ever really be upset or be involved in the conversation of abortion ever, like, in my life, really. The men that I see that are, like, have an opinion about it today are the ones that are upset that women have the option to, like, delete a quote-unquote mistake that they might have made, more than they are, you know, advocating for the life of a child. From what I see personally, that's what I've been seeing. But yeah, it's gonna die when it's aborted.
And you're very lucky you'll never have to experience what it's like to have to make that choice.
But what if I become a father and, you know, the woman?
You don't gotta worry about you don't gotta worry about that, G. You are not fucking
who I got pregnant
soon.
wants to have an abortion. It's gonna affect me.
You would have a discussion with your partner then and decide what you're gonna do and be glad that you have a choice to even discuss with that partner.
Unfortunately, human nature, if you take away the option or the right to do that, then they'll find it another way.
And it will be unsafe.
And would you support the mom? Would you support the mom in that scenario?
If the mom had an abortion or the mom went...
No, if she gave birth.
Oh, of course. I would support her. I'd say what you do is a good thing. And
No. Support her financially for the rest of her life or for the rest of the baby's life.
True.
Are you talking about, like, what do you mean me support her? Like,
how else can you support? Like, if you are facts and logic, Mr. Because he's giving me that vibe right now. His shirt, you know, you can't be past 20 years old and you dress like you go into a fucking interview to be like an astrophysicist or some shit like that. Like, what other physical way could you support a mother and her child other than financially? What do you mean? I'm confused.
As a citizen, or
if somebody has a baby,
we do have child support, and it comes from taxpayer money.
There's foster care, there's adoption, there's mothers waiting.
those systems are very broken, and people all the time are trying to stop funding for programs like that.
Now, I want to ask you guys, do you support vaccine mandates?
Yes.
So I mean, you step forward.
Okay, well you can't. Okay, that was a weird one, because like you can't. I don't support any like government like telling people what they have to do. I want everybody to be able to have the choice. So I'm not gonna be like, okay, I don't want the government to be able to tell a woman that she can't get an abortion, in the same way I don't want the government to have to tell people that they have to get, an injection. Personally, I agree with getting it. I agree with getting it. I do. I agree with getting it. But at the same time, I can't be like, on one side, I agree with it, and then on the other side, I don't. I just don't agree with it. That's just me. I just don't agree with it. But I think you should want to do that. Like, as a human, you should want people to be safe. So I would like to think that they wouldn't have to force anyone to do that. Oh my God. I would like to think they wouldn't have to force anyone to do that.
That the government shouldn't tell you what to do with your body.
That's not equivalent, though. Well, I'm not saying it's equivalent. I just think if you're going to look at these things in this way, you just have to be consistent about it. I'm not saying that they're equal. I'm not saying that, a vaccine is the same thing as getting a abortion. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying that I don't agree with any type of force in that regard. That's all I'm saying.
Though, why would you support?
My issue is that
I want people to get it, though, obviously, but I just believe in the ability to say no. That's all I'm saying.
I believe that the government should not be able to tell me what to do with my body, but I have to accept the consequences for the choices that I make with my body. The vaccines, for instance.
Of course. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I agree with the ability to choose. But like she's about to say right now.
I absolutely felt that everyone should get vaccinated. Why? Because this was a pandemic. But if you don't want to, I don't think the government should have to tell you that you have to. But you then have to suffer the consequences of your choices, which means you cannot patronize certain places. You can't put other people at...
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You can't just put random babies like that. What are you talking about, babies? She is spitting. Like, you gotta accept what comes with not getting it. You can't be mad. You can't be like, okay, I don't want to do this, and then I also don't want to wear a mask, and then I also don't want to give 6 feet, and I also want to show up at all the parties, and I also want to go. You can't do that.
Risk.
I know you're saying they're doing it to...
And no one's saying they're the same thing. I'm just saying.
Protect us. But the coronavirus has, I think, a survival rate almost 98%, 99%, and we're mandating these vaccines. Why are we not mandating the flu?
What's frightening to me is that you're...
What? What are you talking about?
Equating some minor inconveniences in your privileged life to
why would you assume my life is privileged?
Unsupported,
but why would you assume my life is privileged, though?
You're having this conversation. You're advocating for these arguments. That's why your life is privileged. You have given what if scenarios for everything that they're asking about. That is why you are privileged. You don't have to go through any of this shit, apparently. That's why you're privileged.
You don't know my life. I mean, I don't say that about you. Why would you see my life as privileged?
I'm privileged.
Okay, that's fine, but why would you see my life as privileged?
For one, you're a man.
Most people commit suicide are men. Most people who work in dangerous workplaces are men. Most people who fight in war are men.
And who set that system up?
Men.
I'm going to ask the disagree.
I don't know about that argument. Like, it seems like a gotcha. It does. It seems like a gotcha, but at the end of the day, it's like he's a 16-year-old boy. Now he is unintentionally upholding the establishment that he's complaining about. So for his case, it's different. For her to make this argument at him, it makes sense. In general, though, if you were to tell the average guy who's 15 to 18 years old that doesn't necessarily agree with the system that he's forced to kind of indulge in order to forward himself, it wouldn't be his fault just because he's a man. It wouldn't be. You're blaming the way older generations of him. These aren't the same men. They don't just exist and then, oh my God, you all have the same beliefs. That's not how it go. But in his case, she's right. He is a man and he's upholding those same ideas. He just don't think about it that way.
Riaz to step forward.
Well, I think I give a unique perspective on this because I actually do agree with the vaccine mandate. I think COVID was just a huge disaster, and I think it could have ended a lot sooner if things were more organized.
Definitely. As far as whether the government should intervene on people's bodies, I think there are a lot of instances where the government should. One, to protect the society in general, especially in cases such as a pandemic where the disease could literally wipe out cities. In other instances as well, such as drug.
Like, even still, and I agree with what he's saying. Well, I gotta hear the rest of what he's saying. But they do the same thing with kids. They ask what the fuck is it? They ask what shots you want your kid to get when they come out the womb or something like that. They ask you, and you have the ability. You have the ability to choose. Now, you would think you like to think that most people would just make the right decision, but I just can't imagine in a system or a society where someone else always has the right to say what you should do. That's all. I just want people to have the right to choose. That's
drug use. I think the government should intervene because when you have a society that's addicted to
But I know people are stupid.
opioids or crack, it spreads like wildfire, and I've seen it firsthand. It's very difficult to control without the help of government. Now, on the topic of abortion, that one's, very complex. And in general, I always want to favor a woman's right to choose. But I think there's also a very fundamental question that both of you brought up is at what point is a fetus a human or a person? Let's say a child is 8 months in the womb, and at that point, the baby has a heart, the baby has a brain.
Okay, bro, having an abortion at 8 months is crazy. What the
legs,
fuck?
Has arms. Do you think it's okay for that
Who is
to be
waiting that
terminated?
long?
Nobody is doing that, and nobody is having abortions
I gotta see that
with
statistic.
viable fetuses unless it is a medical emergency that will kill the baby and the mother.
I gotta see that statistic. That doesn't happen.
My name is Ben. I'm a business consultant for a telecom company, and I'm a liberal dad. When it comes to the abortion issue, I am not exactly sure where I stand. I am not pro-choice or pro-life.
My name is Dawn. I'm a regional sales manager for a dialysis.
What? I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. If you're pro-choice, you are pro-life. Personally, because you're prioritizing the life that exists by giving them a choice. What the fuck?
This company as well as a therapist, and I'm a liberal parent. As far as my views on abortion, to be honest, it just makes me very sad. I can't believe that we are moving backwards by taking people's rights away to choose what's happening to their body.
Not being an LGBTQ plus ally makes someone a bad person.
The fuck type of question is that?
It's strong,
It's
isn't it? It's a little
it's a
strong.
general way.
What y'all think? Wait, not being an LGBTQ plus person, not being an LGBTQ plus ally makes a person bad? No one's saying that though. Wait. Okay, how about we understand what the word ally means? If everyone has the same definition of the word ally, then let me see. I'm about to be like the kid. I'm about to be on my Ben Shapiro over technical shit. Ally definition. What does ally mean? A state formally cooperating with another for a military or other purpose. Combine or unite a resource or commodity for mutual benefit. So like, here's the thing. I think y'all niggas gay. I think, right? What is it? I think there's a difference between being pro LGBTQ plus and being an LGBTQ plus ally. Cause like for me, it takes more to be an ally. Like you really have to put more work in to be an ally personally. Like you gotta really be like out in the field fighting for the rights like all the time, every day, for me to think that you're an ally. Like I'm pro LGBTQ plus, but I'm like, I could be honest with myself and admit that I'm not like doing any work to like forward those rights. And most of the people who say that they're an ally aren't doing any work for those rights either. It's more than just like saying that you're LGBTQ plus or putting a flag in your bio, just like people do with Black Lives Matter. They do the same thing with Black Lives Matter. Oh, I'm a Black Lives Matter ally. No, you're not. You weren't at none of the marches. You don't fight for none of the rights. You don't give a voice to any of the people that are smaller than you and give them a platform. You're just saying that you are. But you could be pro these things and want love and support for these things without actually putting any work in. And I think more people should be honest about, what it is that they're doing and what it is that they're not doing, personally. So I don't think it makes you a bad person. But obviously, if you're trying to deny these people rights and access to shit, then yeah, you're shitty, bro. You deserve to be in the ground with the rest of the niggas that think that way. But you got to be honest about what you're really doing. They fake claiming. Yeah, you could be fake claiming. That's what I feel like that is. It takes a lot. I don't think people realize how much work you have to do to be an ally, like a real life ally. Like, that's a lot of work.
To put it, I would question someone's empathy.
That's it.
And their awareness of the other people around them, because I guarantee you know someone that's
Absolutely,
LGBTQ.
and their environment.
Right. Discussing the validity of the existence of other human beings isn't a political issue. That's like...
It's there.
There's something wrong with you
Yes.
if you no, trans people don't exist. Obviously they do. I would like to think that it's a safer...
And that's the fucked up part, because we're just in a space now where people are so shitty that there are other people that have the ability to put themselves on a moral high ground because there are some other people that are just so obviously shitty human beings. Like, if you don't agree that gay people and trans people and bi people and all these other people that fit these different spectrums should have the exact same rights as everyone else, it's so easy to put yourself at a morally higher position than them without having to do anything for the people that you advocate for. It's so easy because people are such big pieces of shit. And then you get stuck in this space and you never progress to actually help those people. It's so weird. I feel like, I'm not saying they're in that position because I don't know what they do or what they don't do, but it's really easy to sit in that space.
World
Yes.
to be LGBTQ, but that would be naive.
Of course.
People are getting murdered for being trans,
Yes. Yes.
and gay. It's scary. I have 3 kids. I have 3 boys.
Oh.
One of them is trans.
I don't know why this
I worry that, for however progressive a new generation seems, that, I have to think about, will there be violence done? Which, every parent worries about violence. That's part of the gig of being a parent.
Yes.
And I've got a new layer. My child is in a wonderfully privileged situation where they have a lot of support.
Okay.
At the same time, no, I gotta take it back. That's your mom? Really? At the same time, no, I gotta bring myself back though, because there's some systems that are set up that like the average person can't do anything about. So support is sometimes the best thing that you can do to show you're an ally. So it's case by case basis, but oftentimes there's more that you can do.
That helps.
But as they get older, their circle gets wider, and my sphere of
Wow, that was so fucked up. You lie for what? What you lie for?
influence
That's crazy.
gets less effective as they get older.
That's fucked up, gang.
Hi, I'm
Unprovoked.
Cindy.
Nobody
I am
even
a stay-at-home
asked.
mom, and I am a liberal parent. One of my children came out as trans 2 years ago. Mine and my husband's response was, "That's great. Would you like to go by these pronouns? And would you like to pick out a name? Let's make sure that we talk to a gender specialist so we know what options there are, and we'll just take this one step at a time. We'll move forward with the best information possible."
Okay.
Can they disagree or step forward?
Stop talking about her titties. They nice though,
I
but
can
stop.
provide a unique perspective on this because I'm actually bisexual. So I think not being an ally, as long as you're not harming people, you're not harassing people, you're not posting on social media that these people suck, then I don't think you're a bad person for that.
As a Christian, I don't think that being LGBTQ aligns with God's view of the family. It doesn't mean that I will disrespect them in any.
Okay, but what about your view? Like, what about your own personal, you know, belief system? But she's, how old is she? She's still a kid though. So I'm not, you can't shit on kids because like they're not at the age to where everyone else gets to where it's like, oh, you know, I really, when I was 16, what's a problematic take that I had when I was 16? I can't really think of it. Nah, I don't think I've always been perfect. Yeah, always been perfect. Yep. Light skin music. All right, well how was I? All right, bro.
Anyway, I just think that it's a sin.
As far as your faith is concerned, what would happen if your child came out to you that they were gay, bisexual, trans?
I think that if the sin is not practiced upon, it's not a problem. It can be dealt with, especially with transition.
It can be dealt with. It's crazy.
It usually comes from mental problems like depression, anxiety, and all those things.
So how you gonna do that? That sounds like some like burn them at the stake type shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
You think they can be kind of taught to not be gay?
No, I think
Pray the gay way.
Do you support conversion therapy?
Y'all are ganging up on her right now. Crazy. Chill. She I don't know how old, but she a little person.
No, I don't think that we can convert anyone into doing anything. I would not ostracize my child, but I would not support it. Just like I don't support any sin.
So I think that if you want,
how would you not ostracize them if you don't support their way of life? That would be the biggest rift in the entire family. What do you mean?
Want to be transgender? You could be transgender. We live in again, I said, a free nation. But if you're asking for my opinion, I believe that men and women are completely different. We have different chromosomes, different bone structure.
Male and female are completely different.
If you are a transgender woman, I still view you as a man. You could, you know, express yourself as a woman. That's fine. But I don't believe that society should automatically, you know, say that, okay, you're a woman. Let's say, for instance, there's a 18-year-old biological man, but says that they are a woman now. They still have male genitalia. They could walk into a woman's locker room and show off their male genitalia. I don't agree with that.
You can do that anyway. Don't do it. But like, why can't a straight man just go in and do the exact same thing? Why would it have to be limited to like, is that like a trans exclusive thing where it's like, oh, only these niggas are the ones that are like going into a bathroom pretending, I guess, to be trans so they can go like expose themselves in the woman's bathroom?
I don't think that's okay.
That's not happening.
It is happening though.
Is it really happening?
That is literally transphobia.
It's
rare though, but
not even a trans. It could just be a creepy.
It's more common for a straight man to go into a woman's bathroom and try something than it is for a trans woman to go in there with the intent of, hey, let's show my dick off. Like, I've never, unless there's a statistic for it, I don't know.
Guy, like, pretending to be.
Yes, creepy guys are, I'm in much more danger in a women's restroom from a cisgender straight.
Yeah, I would think so.
Creepy guy.
I know, but
honestly, I'm at higher risk of just some random nigga assaulting me in a bathroom, I think, than a woman from a trans woman. I personally, like, I would think I would be, I'm at a much higher, I think I'm at a higher risk, personally. This, I don't think happens.
This is the excuse, you know, that's what I'm trying to say.
So do you support gender-neutral bathrooms, like women and men can go into the same bathroom? Do you think that could increase the chances of rape or assault?
They already exist. It's interesting that men are only concerned about this rape in the bathroom when we're having a conversation about trans folk.
But gender-neutral bathrooms just stem from this idea, though.
No, this idea that rape is going to suddenly go on the rise because of gender-neutral bathrooms.
Yeah, you making it seem like the reason that the rape is going to occur is because of trans women. Like, that's what he's saying, basically. This is why it's going to go up, and not just niggas that have been doing it for however long they've already been doing it.
Stems from transphobia.
The woman in the blue shirt, W? She kind of going crazy.
I'm Eden. I'm 16 years old, and I'm on the.
Your parents parents named you Eden and you are ultra religious. That is hilarious.
The conservative teen side.
I cannot wait until you go to college. No, that is not sexualizing a teen. I'm just saying she's going to have some experiences in college and they're going to broaden her horizon. That's all I'm saying.
I think that...
That's all I'm saying. I didn't say nothing else. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Do not call the FBI.
Transitioning does more harm
Chill.
than good. And I think that we are born in the body that we're given, and we should stay that way. God has created us in his image, and I don't think we should change the way we are.
Owning a gun is a basic human right.
I hate...
That's interesting. No. But I'm not mad at niggas for defending themselves. Like, in this world, you kind of, you know. I think everybody has created a more dangerous person for themselves to defend themselves against than themselves to justify owning a weapon where they otherwise might not even need one. That's a lot of people. But some people legitimately need it. But I do think it's a lot of people out there that think the way I just thought. No, I don't think it's a right, though. But you can't, like, how do you deal with this? You've already fucked up the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? You fucked everything up. And now everyone's already paranoid. So it's like, how do you just, unless you just remove them all, I don't get how you take the mentality and that danger out of people's mind.
I absolutely hate hearing about school shootings on the news and just shootings in general. It's horrible. You know, this isn't like, you know, Spider-Man's not going to save people. People have the right to protect themselves.
A lot of mass shooters target gun-free zones because they know there's not going to be a person who's going to fight against them or shoot them back. There's a lot of mass shootings at schools, and that's because schools
I don't think they
have
do that at
gun-free
all.
zones. I view owning a gun as a right to defend myself. You look at countries that have banned guns in the past, the USSR, Nazi Germany, you look at China under Mao Zedong, they stripped their citizens of arms so they could oppress them. And I think the reason why our founding fathers enshrined the Second Amendment.
Okay, wait. He's going back and forth too, because like, my brain is splitting apart because I'm trying to understand how he came to this conclusion.
Because they wanted us to protect ourselves against tyrannical government
got no
and to protect ourselves against danger around us too.
I think that from a
okay, so what you're saying is the government gave us the right the government has so much foresight to give everyone the right to bear arms against the government in case they decided to attack them, is what he's trying to say. So that we don't end up like the other nations that I just mentioned. He's basically saying the government gave us the right to protect us against the government that's going to attack us.
And the Second Amendment is because they wanted us to protect ourselves against tyrannical government and to
So the government did that. They gonna give you the right to defend yourself against them when they later attack.
protect ourselves against danger around us too.
I think that from a woman's perspective, if as a woman you get into a
that makes perfect sense.
situation, for example, with a man, having a gun and knowing how to use a gun is the only way that will protect me. Having my tiny little pepper spray won't help me forever. I think definitely if you take away guns, the bad guys will always get their guns one way or another.
I live in Los Angeles, and LA has strict gun control laws. This is my perspective of it. I think LA has become a more dangerous city, and I feel very unsafe walking down the street, just not armed. Crime is on the rise in America, and I think one of the ways to stop crime is by owning a gun.
I definitely think that there should be this control in place to who buys guns. You couldn't just be able to go to a store and buy a gun. There should be regulations into who buys guns and who shoots a gun.
This is a pointless conversation.
I actually debated whether or not I was going to sit down because I do believe people have the right to bear arms. I do. My issue is what kind of arms they're bearing. I believe people should get to go hunt, but do you need a semi-automatic rifle to do that? I'm...
Nah, nigga, you want to prove that you a real man, bro? Go get a bear, bang that motherfucker up with a knife, dude. I'm tired of niggas acting like they tough because they go to animals with whole auto assault rifles and shit, and they sitting up camping in the trees and shit. Go fight that nigga. You a man, right? You want to tussle with a bear? Go fight him. I want to see how you do. It's gonna be a real good story to tell your grandchildren. Nigga, I 1v1 the bear, knocked that nigga out, gutted him myself, and took him back to the house, all on foot. But you won't do that because you really a bitch. You talking about, oh, I'm a man because I can shoot an animal from 25 feet away with an assault gun. Stop.
I'll tell you, personally, I'm afraid of
You not about it, bro. You not gonna really fight him. Go square off with that nigga, dude.
guns personally myself, but I just think there need to be stricter regulations with it.
But
personally, I wouldn't let that happen to
people
me.
who
That's all I'm
die
saying.
by gunshot are women in a domestic violence situation. So mass shootings definitely don't want automatic rifles. Against that, nobody needs them. But the most dangerous gun is the one in your home.
I do want to ask you a question. Do you think that women should have the right to bear arms to protect themselves against?
Yeah, I'm not against the right to.
He was about to have a gotcha moment there. He's like, wait. You think women should protect themselves? So that means you agree that all people deserve the right. He definitely just had a gotcha moment in his head.
The prompt was, do you think owning a gun is a human right?
But do you think?
And I don't agree with that.
In my perspective, I grew up in a gun-riddled neighborhood. I myself am a gun owner now because of the fact that I had to create some type of means of
He said just get killed.
self-defense.
So why did you disagree?
I disagree because I would prefer not to be. I think it's not a human right as much as almost a necessity for a lot of people.
I agree with
And
him.
not everyone. There's a lot of neighborhoods that are very safe, but even in a safe neighborhood, you can be robbed, you can be killed. I've been stuck up several times with a gun to my face, you know, and all I could think of is, man, if I die, it's gonna be because I didn't have a weapon to help protect.
Yeah, conservative teen is crazy. Like, how did you come to this conclusion of yourself? Never when I was growing up did I identify with a particular, like, party or way of thinking. I barely identified religiously when I was a teenager. Like, how do you know that this is what you are when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, bro? How do you know?
Protect me.
Do you think that we should take away all guns from the entire world?
Yes, if there was like a magnet, like Magneto from X-Men, and he just suck up all the guns, I think that would be such a better place.
My political opinions have hurt my relationships with friends and family.
Have I lost any friends over politics? No. If anything, I think my family and I have gotten closer. Because we never really talked about these things when I was growing up. And so that now that we're grown and we have these ideas, sometimes we can shoot them off to each other. It's like, not only am I kind of getting a bit of like how you used to feel back then, but you feel open enough now. Like this is I think it's like it's this little discourse or whatever has created a safer space for people to get their feelings out. So for my family personally, it's made us a bit closer. My friends and I don't really give a shit, and I don't think my friends really have problematic takes like that. So it's not really a problem. Like everybody pretty much agrees with the basic shit. Like, these people deserve to be treated fairly. You shouldn't attack these people. You only do X, Y, Z if it happens. Like, it's real basic. It's not that crazy. You got friends? No, I just lied. You're right. I don't know why I thought that was bad, bro. Be
honest with yourself.
Fuck, I need to take my own advice.
During 2020, when America got really like politically intense, and my teacher,
that's when they got intense. It's 2020. That's when.
Was very.
Appreciate the 3 months. Appreciate the. Wait, what? Oh yeah, appreciate the. Huh? Oh yeah, appreciate the 3 months twice.
Politically active, and she wanted us to speak our voices, and they found out I was conservative, and they said, okay, you're completely going against what we believe. Like the whole school is very liberal, and I guess they just kind of pushed me away.
Did you feel like you would get bullied?
No,
after?
I'll just get looks.
Wait. What did he say? I was looking at the chat.
And she was very politically active, and she wanted us to speak our voices, and they found out I was conservative, and they said, okay, you're back.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Let me hear that again. One more time. Sorry.
During 2020, when America got really like politically intense, and my teacher, she was very politically active, and she wanted us to speak our voices, and they found out I was conservative, and they said, okay, you're completely going against what we believe. Like the whole school is very liberal, and I guess they just kind of push.
Not only do I do believe that a teacher would maybe want you to get into like ideas, like maybe certain arguments. Even that's kind of a stretch, because if he's a high school student, you're probably not even that deep into it at that point. But let's say he is. There aren't enough kids in your class that's gonna give a fuck about what you think politically to like be like, oh, let's ostracize him. There aren't enough kids that are even care about or know enough about it to care what you think about it. If they was bullying you, it's because of whatever the fuck else you got going on, not because you conservative.
Push me away.
Did you feel like you would get bullied?
No,
after?
I'll just get looks. Some people come up and say, you're a racist or you're xenophobic. You know, they would tell me, oh.
You mean to tell me like mad kids in your class just like walking up to you? Nah, Shawn, shit has changed. Okay, possibly. I haven't been to high school in like, damn, when was that? Don't dick suck me, please. It's been a while. I haven't been to high school since 2014, I want to say. But still, even like college-wise, like, okay, now it's 90 years. I shouldn't have said nothing.
Support Trump, but I just brushed it off. I told him, hey, I respect that you think like this. Please respect me.
I think
you did not say that.
Whether or not we have the same ideas, I think that is still an admirable quality.
Yeah.
Despite getting looks or feeling like maybe you don't belong.
That's not admirable. If you want to have beliefs that are rooted in racism or homophobia, bro, like that's not admirable. I'm not gonna respect that opinion, even if it's just you saying that. Like, what? I don't give a fuck. Fuck your opinion and fuck you. I don't care.
That you're still, you have your convictions.
I noticed.
Yeah. So I can respect that you're convicted.
Yeah.
I think being liberal, we think of the right as being stuck in the sand. It's interesting to hear that liberals were not having his right opinion. I think that everyone should have their opinion.
Well, I think we're talking about issues that aren't a matter of opinion, but a matter of your morality, the value of human lives. I've had to personally block a few people on Facebook, family members.
Oh, wow.
Mostly men that are married to the women in my family. Like, hey, this conversation is really getting personal and hurtful, and if you carry on this way, I'm gonna have to block you.
Were they harassing you?
I feel very harassed, yeah, I'm belittled.
They don't need to be harassing you, bro. Sometimes, like, Facebook is crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, but like, they don't need to be harassing. If I see some shit that you said or some shit that you're doing that I don't like that's enough. Like, you don't have to be harassing me or be in my face like that. I'm just done. Like, you finished. It's over. Like, it is what it is. There are niggas in my family I just don't talk to anymore. I've stopped talking to them years ago. It's not a problem. We ain't gotta have a confrontation about it. I don't feel like having to explain this shit to you, and it is what it is. It is what it is. That is what it is. Whatever. Who cares? Like, I'm not losing no sleep over it. But,
were you ostracized, or was there someone that you...
I think on my end, it was myself. I understand people have different beliefs, and I respect that. And I think it's good for everyone to share their beliefs. That's the way we progress. But
sorry, stop.
I think when people become ignorant or offensive consistently without any type of evidence or any type of backup behind that, that's the point where I say, you know what? I probably shouldn't be friends with you, because you may smile in my face, but behind my back, you have a different sentiment.
You're far more likely to get into an argument with someone you know about some shit that they. Well, it goes back to.
I haven't lost any relationships because me and my friends don't really dive into politics. We kind of just play video games and talk about comics.
That's what I'm saying. The normal nigga here, bro. The normal nigga is he's the one that's like, you know what? I'm in it, but I'm not really in it. Like, I just have some stuff. Like, he's probably gonna be the one that out of all of them, all the kids, he's gonna be like the most normal as he's coming up.
Together. I think if you lose,
because he has the most like level-headed understanding for his age, I would say.
The relationship over politics, that's kind of sad.
Unfortunately, it's part of
his
growing
dad,
up.
The liberal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hopefully, you won't lose any friends, but usually as
Which
you
one?
get older, start to see those.
That was a stupid question.
Divide.
All right, bro.
I mean, you guys are older than us. Was it like this going back 20 years ago?
Politics has changed so much, and I think you touched on it, that now it's being associated. Policy.
Why you just called him old as dirt just now? I thought he was about to say back in the 20s. Wait, why you do that?
Hopefully you won't lose any friends, but usually as you get older,
that's
you start
crazy.
to see those divides a little clearer.
I mean, you guys are older than us. Was it like this going back 20 years ago?
Politics has changed so much, and I think you touched on it, that now it's being associated, policy is being associated
Get
with
off my
ethics.
dick, dude.
I haven't lost any friendships or relationships because I won't allow that to happen. I believe that the majority of us, probably about 80%, are in the middle with varying degrees. And there are those people who are very, very conservative, very, very ultra liberal, who are the outliers.
But I think it's subtle. Where you have somebody that you meet with on a regular basis, you talk with them, you have a good time. If topics get brought up, and it's a oh, okay, you're one of those. They don't tell you that to your face, but it's kind of subtle.
And also, I think with the prevalence of social media, people's opinions are a lot more out there.
I never understood why anyone posted political opinions on social media. I think it's just annoying.
Well, I have 3 kids. They know more about politics than I did when I was voting age.
It's annoying, yeah.
I think it's very encouraging because they're
It's annoying hearing it from people his age, probably, is what he means. Because, like, bro, you come to me off some Jaden Smith-ass energy. Let's talk about the political and economical state of our world, bro. Get the fuck out the house, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm 16, 17. I'm trying to smoke. I'm trying to get lit. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to this function. Let's chill. Like, they shouldn't be worried about that type of shit. That type of shit. Like, just relax. Now, unfortunately, you're gonna have to teach them certain shit, but it's like, I get why he feels it's annoying. Nobody should want to get into this world and you a child.
They're going to be more informed when they are of voting age.
I mean, yeah, it makes life more divisive. I mean, there's more arguments and stuff, and more relationships ending because politics is such a big part of life.
I promise you relationships aren't ending because of politics.
I am a liberal parent. I have many children. I have 4. My oldest daughter is extremely left-wing. My 2 middle daughters are roughly right in the middle there. And then Chase is conservative.
My name is Chase. I'm 19 years old, and I'm on the conservative teen side. My dad's Scott. We talk about politics, mostly gun rights and the government in the economy. We disagree, but we like hearing each other's side.
The feminist...
Bro, I think I disagree. I disagree with some of my family members on so much shit. It's not gonna be a problem unless they want it to be a problem. Like, what? This is crazy. What the fuck? The feminist movement is overrated.
Movement is overrated.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think so. I think feminist movement is overrated. Wait, did they say feminist or Me Too? I'm sorry.
The feminist...
Oh, okay. Well, then this maybe not. I don't know why my brain immediately read Me Too. I don't know why I thought that immediately read Me Too. Feminist movement. See, I don't know enough about what the feminist movement has done. Unless y'all can enlighten me. Social ideology? Because ideologies don't do much. Which is why I understand why something can be overrated if it's an ideology or if it's something that any person can attach themselves to. Like, if every person can say that they are this thing once again without having to do anything, then the movement itself can be overrated if there are no results that come of it, is what I'm saying. So, like, for instance, I'm gonna let it play.
Movement is overrated.
The reason I sat down is because feminism as we know it in social media and the marches is generally run by white women, and we don't have a lot of intersectionality.
women are still oppressed, not systematically, but socially. I would disagree with the first part. So you could still say that it's overrated, but it's still progressive. Being progressive is like cool, I suppose, but like I said, what are you progressing to? This mom is a W, by the way. Like, what is the result? The result, I get what the result should be, but like, what is happening to push it to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are at a point now where women, like in certain parts of the world or in the U.S., can't get an abortion. That's new. That's a new thing that was just recently passed. That's like regression. I'm not saying it's overrated, but like, what are we doing? We're going backwards. You cannot fix her.
Margaret Sanger.
Sanger,
yeah,
yes.
And
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony, total racist. The women that headed up the suffragette movement, they were not inclusive.
Of course, yes.
And they wanted rights for white women.
That's true.
And that thread has followed us to be very exclusionary to black women, disabled women, women of color, indigenous women.
I don't think that feminism in America is based off racism. The reason why there's more white feminists is because there's a higher white population in America. So generally there's going to be more white feminists.
Wait, what did he just say?
Feminist is because that feminism in America is based off racism. The reason why there's more white feminists is because there's a higher white population in America.
So what do you think the feminism in America will be based off of? Whose rights do you think they will be fighting for the most if there are mostly white women in America? You just answered your own question. What do you mean you don't think that? You just said it. What are you talking about? See, this is why I'm more afraid, bro. I'm more afraid of my son ending up like this than I could ever be of him being or doing anything else. Anything else in the world is better than ending up like, well, and this is the fucked up part. He won't even end up like this. He still has room to grow. He still has room to change. Like that saying where it was like, thought daughter or gay son, those niggas that used to walk around the mall and ask niggas that question, bro. It needs to be switched to debate, bro. That's the worst thing, bro. There's nothing worse that you can be. Is a debate, bro. Like, that's it.
So generally there's going to be more white feminists because of that.
I think that definitely in the beginning of feminism, feminists wanted votes for women, that women would be allowed to work, would be allowed to go to universities and such. I definitely agree with that, but I think that feminism has gone too far into saying my body, my choice, and saying that women are not all equal, saying that women are being suppressed by white men.
You think that it's gone too far by saying that? I don't think she, like, bro, it looked like somebody literally, he doesn't have opinions, he's just repeating talking points. It sounded like it. It looks like she literally is not there. And someone put her in a basement for 5 years and like did this thing back and forth holding the little clock up to her. And like, she's just hypnotized. I don't even think she's there. Yeah, there's no way she's there, bro.
Such things.
Like, I feel really bad.
No, we got a long way to go.
Not because she's a girl, but just because it doesn't seem like she's actually believing anything that she's saying. Like, it's like her father or her mother told her, you better get on this show, you better represent us right.
There's just not enough done.
In America or just in the world in general?
Well, America, for sure. The world in general is a heck of a lot worse than America.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You don't care about that. That's the privilege. That's the privilege she was talking about. You don't give a fuck.
I think that women should be able to do everything that men can, but we also have to protect ourselves. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom and do one of the hardest jobs on the planet, you absolutely should be able to do that. But you should also discuss with your partner and put in things into place so that you're protected if you choose to do that. Some women aren't doing that, like life insurance and things like that. I think part of feminism is being able to take care of yourself.
Capitalism is failing our society.
Capitalism is failing our society. Failing? I mean, It was never really meant to work, right? Like, what am I thinking? No, I mean, like, yeah, like, the premise of what this is, it was never meant to benefit the average person, so it's been doing what it's supposed to do, not necessarily failing. It's supposed to fuck us.
A system that just values production, consumerism,
and it's been like that.
Production, consumerism, until you die. Doesn't work for anybody but a very, very, very small percentage of billionaires. And it's all baloney. The system is rigged to keep workers working.
Yeah, it's just there.
And
it's been there.
And the rich just keep getting richer.
Yeah, I think there could be some good in capitalism, which is like the innovation part of it. But in general, capitalism definitely sucks from the poor. There's a lot of industries that definitely shouldn't have any capitalism involved at all. The medical field, it's unjust that certain people get better care than other people just because they're more financially well off. Who are they to determine the value of life? The health.
Bro, they gotta do something, bro. Like, in my lifetime, we have got to, I don't know, some type of free healthcare. Like, if not free education, at least free healthcare gotta come, dude. Cause this shit is crazy. Like, I don't know if there'll ever be a thing or a fix for, like, it's all connected. It's all connected. But, like, just be like, you know what, man? We put you niggas through enough. How about we just, you know, you can go to the fucking doctor and not have to pay $1,000 just for a checkup, dude. Like, please. I'm not asking for nothing else but free healthcare. That's it. You can do whatever else you want.
Care system creates such profit, and that profit is created off the misery of others, of the illness of others, including the prison system, where you have jails that are privately owned, because at that point, what you have is a hotel, and you want to fill up the hotel. Why would there be a business that profits off of crime? That doesn't make any sense. If you put profit ahead of people, people are going to suffer, obviously.
So you said, like, only the billionaires succeed in capitalism, and I gotta disagree with that, because I'm the CEO of my own company. A couple months ago, I started a jewelry company, and I'm not a billionaire, but it's been relatively successful enough to, like, I can, like, make rent and go through college a bit. So
you'll find out when you get older, it's a lot more costs that come along with what you are speaking of, but you're not the person that they're talking about. Like, okay, you're selling some chains, some watches, like, okay. For the average person, and I'm sure you probably get supported very strongly from your parents, that ain't enough.
I think there's people like me who own a small business who capitalism really benefits.
I just gotta remember he's a child. It don't matter.
If capitalism isn't the solution, then what is the solution?
Do you want to hear it?
Socialism?
Socialism.
So the problem with democratic socialism, I mean, you talk about how capitalism hurts the middle class, but in reality, if democratic socialism was tried.
Like, never in my life am I bootlicking a nigga that I for one don't know, and that ain't putting not near $1 in my pocket, who if I worked for would tell me, Elon, that I can't work from home, and it's still
the middle class are going to be paying way more taxes, not just the rich. You see, the rich don't pay taxes because they don't work. They make money off assets.
They make money off niggas so that they can get assets. What are you talking about? I hate this nigga, bro. I hate him so much.
Middle class, they work. And because they're working, they're going to pay more taxes under a proposal like Bernie Sanders or
oh God, bro,
AOC
stop talking, please.
Omar.
I personally am okay with paying higher taxes. I would love people who make billions of dollars to pay their fair share of taxes. But increased taxes for a better situation for people overall, that is exactly what I stand for.
I'm not sure that socialism is the answer. Yugoslavia before World War II did okay, but they didn't do all that great, and they were taken over quite quickly. What I'm thinking is capital.
Shawn chill, he's just a snobby kid. I've been chill this whole time. And then two, he's not just a snobby kid. Like, this is the next, you know, Ben Shapiro possibly. This is the next fucking nigga with a podcast that don't know shit, that don't interact with real people, that views everyone as statistics and numbers, and they'll go on and try to influence other people to think the exact same way. He's a buffoon. Like, his ideology needs to be crushed. It's bad. It's not just an opinion. It's bad. It's bad. It's morality. Come on. It's not just him being snobby.
Capitalism, although is not the best solution, is one of the best solutions for a democratic society.
That's what I'm saying.
Think
This
about
isn't an
socialism, think
opinion.
about wealth distribution. And then money becomes a very big role too, because the ones that have less money become envious of those that have more money. And then money is like, it becomes a god because you don't want anyone else to have that money but yourself. And if you, for example, look at the Scandinavian countries, they have a capitalistic market, but they have a socialist wealth distribution. And that's why it works over there. And I personally come from Europe, so I have seen that.
So you think that works?
I personally don't think that works. I think it takes a lot of money from the rich and from the middle class.
My name is Nathan.
She's hacked. Somebody hacked her mainframe.
I'm 18 years old. I would like to ask the other side if they believe America is the greatest country in the world. If they disagree with that, I want to know what country they believe is better than America.
This is the most bootleg fucking question I've ever heard in my life, bro. Just because you don't think America is a great country does not mean that you think that other countries are that much better. It could be a global... You can have global fucking issues, bro. Even though there are other countries that are better, you don't have to just be like, oh, well, these are the list. This is the... What, if you don't like America, list the best countries. What are you talking about?
I do believe it's a blessing and it's a privilege to live in a country that gives you the liberty and freedom and to express who you want to be.
The American dream is dead.
Nigga, there's... All right, bro. He itching to do it, dude. You know you gotta do it. What you gotta say, mama?
I gotta say I disagree with the phrase American dream. An American dream for who? You know, the Native Americans we slaughtered, the enslaved people. I mean, this romantic idea that there's this dream is just basically marketing for capitalism. You know, it's very well funded propaganda, and has it inspired good acts and good people to do good things? Of course, because ultimately, in a large sense, humanity is good. But this idea of the American dream, I think, is I think the fantasy of it is being torn apart a little bit. And I think that's actually exciting because it opens up room for something better, something more inclusive to grow.
I ain't gonna lie. She just spoke to it. W Snow Bunny MILF. Y'all niggas are so weird. But I agree. That was so hot. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think the phrase is kind of corny, but the idea that someone's like building themselves up in capitalism, I feel like that I kind of have done that a bit with my business.
Bro, you were not him, dude. I get it, dude, but you're not there, bro. You're not a billionaire, dude. You sold a couple chains to some niggas at the school, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on a young nigga's success, but you not there yet, bro. This don't apply to you, dog.
So I don't think it's dead.
I do think the American dream is dying, though. You know, the American dream now is not the same as it was 30 years ago. Have a family, buy a home, have a great job, but now it's very difficult to buy a home. Income has not increased compared to the price of a house. You know, I do think it's dying, though, but I don't think it's completely dead because there's a lot of immigrants who are still trying to come to America. America does have the highest immigrant population. 14% of our population are immigrants. We have a lot of people on our southern border, and I think they all want to come to America.
Yeah, I think the American dream still exists, and I can speak firsthand.
I thought he said American jeans.
And because my family came from a third world country.
Bro, what happened to True Religion jeans, dog? Y'all still be wearing those? Y'all rate those still? I don't know what his point was. I just wanted to divert to jeans. What are those? Look, bro. Do we need to shop again? No, I'm not gonna do it.
But so does the American nightmare. The people suffering, not just here, but also around the world due to policies, due to exploitation, due to colonization, due to a lot of issues that are directly at hand to Americans. So there's a lot of blood on the United States' hand. And a lot of people don't want to leave their home country, but the situations that have been created there are forcing people to leave. Like my mother would have loved to stay in Mexico, but unfortunately due to poverty, which had a lot to do with NAFTA and what happened in 1994, directly caused by the United States.
He's spitting too.
Issues that created this migration.
He's
is
spitting
it
too.
a better opportunity
Look
here?
at our boy.
Yes, my people come here and we send our money back to our ancestors. Would we just like to stay where we're from? Yeah,
Hold
that would be
on.
a much better option.
This
As
bald
an
nigga
immigrant
spitting.
myself, I definitely think that the American dream still exists. We long for the opportunities that people have here in America, for
Bro, so you're not even from here and you...
the job opportunities that people have, the innovations that are available in this free market economy, this capitalist country.
So the American dream is in the eye of the beholder. If you're an immigrant or if you live here, it's different. It's going to be different.
I don't like the idea of the American dream, but I am a person who's still going to always believe in hope. If you work hard and you take advantage of opportunities, you can make a difference in your life. I mean, you're an example of it. I'm so amazed by you. I think it's awesome what you're doing at such a young age. I am very, very impressed with you three. My hope for you is that you stay open-minded.
His father's right there.
And that you're always willing to be learners and not just listeners.
Yeah.
So.
All right, great.
Thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bro. She the next Cassie. I'm gonna be honest with you. She, right here, bro, she's too void. She has to be into something. Something gonna happen. I don't know why, but she just... It's like a walking... There's something in her, bro. There's something in her, dude. Something in her, dude. Some going... I don't know. But, bro, please, please. Watch her. This is not... I don't get good vibes. I don't get good vibes. Granted, the nigga behind her not good vibes either. But I trust my life around him way more. Not really, though. He might be the next Kyle. Who knows? Who really knows out here? I'm not gonna put that on him. I'm not gonna put that on him. He just got some shitty takes, that's all. But fuck. Somebody got her looped. Somebody got her looped. This was a... I won't say eye-opening video. I just can't believe you... Like, I didn't think about this before I clicked on it, but I just can't believe you'd call yourself, as a teenager, a conservative. I've never heard that before.